Hey, what's going on, all my American Horror Story fans, and welcome back to Movie Files. My name is Elliot, and I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on episode number 10, titled Charles Manson in Charge. So, this was our second to last episode, right before we get our finale next week. So, before I kind of give you guys my predictions on that, let's talk about what we got tonight. So, the episode actually starts off with a flashback where we see Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton on television being watched by Kai, Winter, and a couple of her buddies. And we see that this debate that's going on television actually crosses over to their world, where we see Kai get into this debate with one of the young ladies, one of Winter's friends, and Kai kind of gets really upset with the young lady with a comment she says, and he slaps her across the face, which leads Kai to go into anger management in the following scene. So we see Kai meeting with his anger management coach, and this coach is no other than BB, where we see BB kind of giving Kai kind of direction on becoming this political person that we know today. So we see that this is where they first meet, which was a pretty good way to kick off the show. Number one, we kind of get this real world debate that was going on during the times of the election. And then we get this kind of big reveal on BB and Kai first meeting. So far in the episode, I'm pretty intrigued. So we next get a scene where we see Kai having this kind of rally in a park, and we see that the people surrounding the rally aren't really down with what Kai is saying. We actually see this kind of riot take place where Kai gets sprayed in the eye with mace, and that obviously doesn't sit well with Kai. So we see him talking to his followers later in the episode, where he's telling them a story about Charles Manson and his followings, and we see this really well done scene where it's kind of a movie-ish type of scene. In this story that he's telling his followers, we see Charles Manson killing Shannon Tate, and we see that him telling them the story, he's just pretty much saying that he needs to take Charles Manson's ideas and implement it into his plan. So we see his plan kind of unraveling. We see Gary or Kai's crew being led by Gary to Planned Parenthood facility, and we think that they're up to some kind of, obviously no good. They break into the facility, but Gary's plans are kind of quickly spoiled, where we see Kai and his cult members in the facility, and at that point, Gary's going to be taken out, but not from a sense of him being a mole or anything, but just for the fact that he wants to send the media a message, and by sending the message, they actually kill Gary, leave this writing on his stomach in front of the Planned Parenthood, trying to get the media stirred up, and obviously continue his plan of creating chaos, but kind of getting a bigger message out there. So we see Kai being interviewed by Beverly, and in this moment, we see Kai and Beverly Kai actually being upset with Beverly because she's not looking him in the eye. She's not giving him a good interview on camera. So Kai is obviously broken Beverly down at this point. And for me, as an audience member, I'm looking at Beverly like, come on, man. I was really hoping that she can be that powerful character in the show, but obviously at this point in the show, Kai's kind of broken her down since last week she thought she was gonna be forced to drink this Kool-Aid and thought she was gonna die from that, which she didn't. And then before that, she's been locked in confinement for weeks for being blamed about this murder she didn't do. So at this point, I'm just like, I wish Beverly would make a move and kind of get back to her kind of strong-headed ways, which we do get a touch of that later in the episode. So far, a couple scenes in, I'm liking where the episode was headed. So after we get those first couple scenes, we see Kai at this point in the episode is kind of freaking out. We see that he's breaking things apart in his basement. He thinks he's being tapped in. His lines are being tapped in by the FBI. So he's really freaking out at this point. We see Allie try to calm him down, but he runs up to his parents' room, which he kind of gets into his head again, where we see him actually having a conversation with his dead brother, and actually has a conversation with a ghost version of Charles Manson, which was played by Evan Peters. So he sees himself in Charles Manson at this point in the episode. So in this kind of hallucination, we see Kai is now really thinking that there's a mole in his group, and now he has to take the steps to see who is that mole in his group. So after Kai kind of has this inner moment with himself, with Charles Manson, his brother, we see Allie knock on the door and tell Kai that she finds a device. And this is obviously juicing up his thoughts that someone's following him, that the FBI is tapping into his lines. So now Kai is really brought to the next level to kind of, look to see who's the mole in his group. So as he's kind of going downstairs, he actually gets interrupted, or kind of we see BB come into the basement and slap him a couple times around, and we think that Kai is now really really being led by BB, but we see that Kai tells BB he really hasn't been a part of her plans, that he's been using her, and BB obviously is not happy with those news, so she actually takes Kai down, and we think that, BB's going to shoot him, but we actually get Allie shoot BB right in the eye, which to me, so at this point in the episode, I'm just thinking of all the things that Allie has went through, and I really don't like the angle they've taken with the Allie character. Yes, it's good to see that she's strong and she now has a voice of her own and she's not afraid of anything, but her to just kind of have that quick switch to just murder people. We see her kill, Ivy last week, and now just shoot BB right in the eye and not even know the person that she just killed. I don't like that turn in the character, but it was a pretty interesting moment to see that she actually kills BB and kind of saves Kai from being killed. So it was a pretty interesting moment at that point in the episode. So after we get that scene where Allie has now saved Kai, and Kai now thinks to himself that, Allie is no way that she can be against him or be a mole, as the Charles Manson Kai kind of tells him in his ear, and he agrees with that Allie isn't a mole. We see a scene play out where we see Kai and Winter actually have a moment where she's cutting his hair and has a razor blade straight to his throat. And I'm thinking, like, just take him out right then and there, but she doesn't. But they have this conversation where, Kai pretty much tells Winter that he knows her better than anyone else knows her, and he knows when she's lying and this, that, and the other. But Winter, at this point in the episode, earlier in the episode, we see that Winter met with Beverly and actually offers Beverly to leave and to go away, but Beverly doesn't take up that offer. Winter goes as far to buy her this bus pass to go out of town. But forwarding back to where I'm at in the episode, we see that Winter suggests to Kai that she needs to leave before she just hates him forever and really doesn't love him anymore. And Kai actually agrees with her, but it's revealed that Kai actually knows that Winter and Beverly met earlier in the episode and hands her the bus pass that she was going to give Beverly. So Kai actually calls her out and thinks at this point in the episode that Winter is actually the mole. So at this point, we're wrapping up the episode. We see that Kai has Winter in a seat with his followers, with his cult members, Beverly and Allie. And he pretty much is just begging Winter to tell the truth, to tell him why she's a mole. And obviously Winter's not a mole, as we know. At this point in the episode, it's kind of a given that you see that Allie has now planted these seeds for the device that they found, which I thought was funny. It was a Fitbit battery, and it kind of planted seeds throughout the episode that she's been setting this up from within. So we see that Kai is really hoping that his sister tells the truth and says that she's the mole, but she ultimately doesn't, which leads Kai to actually killing his sister Winter, which is a pretty shocking moment in the episode, to see that he is now, there's no going back for Kai. There's been little hints and moments throughout the season that he might have a little bit of humanity in him, and that was Winter, but now he killed Winter, so he strangles her, so that is no longer a thing. So as the episode wraps up, we actually see one of his bigger followers that we've seen throughout the last 3 or 4 episodes. I believe his name was Speedwagon, I believe his name is. We see him go to the car, super upset, smashes the device, and the device he has, you assume, is like he's listening in, he's following. He's not one of Kai's followers. He's actually an undercover mole, and we see Allie come in the car, and they start to have a conversation, and the episode ends. So pretty interesting episode. Again, it was a lot of positives. I really did enjoy this episode, much more so than I've enjoyed the last week's episode, and actually one of the more better episodes this season so far, just because we see, Allie. If you guys have seen our previous reviews, I haven't been a fan of Allie per se, but I do like this character arc where now she is kind of setting these things in motion. But we see that this Speedwagon character, let's see if it's a mixed direction. If he's part of the government? Is Kai's thoughts of the government listening to him true, or is he actually a part of Allie's kind of beginnings of tearing Kai down from the inside out? So I thought it was a really solid episode. Really happy that we got some really good moments, and we see Kai's kind of breaking down at this point. It was a really big moment for Winter to kind of finally stick up for herself and actually want to leave Kai, but she was still defending him to a little bit. But it was again, Kai's not going back because he killed the one thing that made him human, which was his sister. So again, overall, I thought tonight's episode was pretty solid. So I'm really excited about next week. I saw the trailer, the preview for next week, and it looks like Beverly and Allie our partnership now. And like I said earlier, one of the things I didn't like was that Beverly has now become this weaker character, but now it looks like that was all part of the plan. So it'll be interesting to see what we get next week, which I'm super excited for the finale. So with that being said, guys, I would love to know you guys' comments on what we got for tonight's episode. Go ahead and leave that in the comments below. And as usual, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead and like and share this video. And we'll see you guys back next week for the season finale of American Horror Story Cult. Take care, guys. Alrighty, guys, thanks for watching that video. Again, go ahead and like and share this video. And as well as, if you guys enjoyed this video, I got some other videos. Check out the rest of our reviews for American Horror Story Cult, as well as other TV show reviews from American Horror Story. We got Walking Dead, we got Stranger Things. So go ahead and click that button and check out those videos. And then for our movie fans out there, check out some movie reviews that we got as well. So after you guys are watching those videos, go ahead and hit that button right there, that subscribe button. And watch more of our awesome content. And then also, if you guys wouldn't mind, follow us on Instagram @MovieFiles and on Twitter @MovieFilesLive. Take care, guys.